Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another VeVe and Ecomi video. In this one, we're going to be checking out an uprising YouTuber in the channel. I want you all to do me a favor if you enjoy the video. This was a very well put together video. He's talking about a big topic that I think most of us YouTubers in the community actually missed. So shout out to you, homie, for catching this and making a quality video on it, because this is definitely how you rise in the community. You focus on some of the unique things that other channels aren't doing, which is catching stuff like this. So shout out to you for that. Yeah, be sure to check out his channel, subscribe to him. Let's see if we can get him to 1,000 subscribers. You all may not know this, but you can't really get paid on YouTube until you hit 1,000 subscribers. And I hate seeing great channels who hasn't hit that milestone yet, because I think everybody deserves to get paid for their work. So yeah, go ahead, subscribe. Let's see if we can get him up to 1,000. And yeah, let's jump into this, because this is going to be big for all investors here in the community. So yeah, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. And let's jump into this topic, because this is serious. So let's get it.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Brad with the Hodl Fandom, and I have a different video for you today.
I feel like I hate the quality sometimes. Like, I hate when somebody got a super quality setup, because then I feel like I gotta get me some monitors or something back there with something to make it look like something important going on in my background, knowing it ain't nothing back there. I need to make it feel like I need that type of vibe when I make my videos. I feel like, because I mean, the Cardi B not hitting like that. It's not. I'm just saying. But by the way, my girlfriend painting coming out soon, so check that out. Anyway,
it's not going to be my typical video connecting the VeVe NFTs to the fandom. This is going to be a quicker one that touches on an extremely important topic: the Marvel lawsuit versus the estates of Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Gene Cohen. I haven't heard any of the VeVe talking heads mentioning this.
I actually didn't have any idea that the Stan Lee's estate, I guess, is suing Marvel. So they're suing Marvel for the rights of, I guess, everything Stan Lee brought to Marvel, which, from my knowledge, when I think of Marvel, I think of Stan Lee, which is damn near everything. What is Marvel going to be left with without Stan Lee? So this is huge.
And I wanted to make sure that you had all the up-to-date information. So I'll touch on what the case is about, the impact on our VeVe collectibles, and my thoughts on the outcome of the case. So what's going on here? Well, the estates of Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Gene Cohen are filing what's called termination rights, which is a provision in copyright law that allows the creators and authors of IPs to reclaim them for their estate after a period of time, typically several decades. Combined, these creators have brought some of the biggest names to Marvel. And here's a list of some of the notable ones.
So this is some of the stuff that they brought to Marvel. Stan Lee. Oh, so this is both of them. So Ant-Man, Ancient Ones, Avengers, Black Panther, Black Widow. So this is all the stuff that they're trying to take from Marvel, I guess. Iron Man, that would be a big hit. It's so much stuff on here that would be a crazy big hit to VeVe if they actually take this stuff from Marvel.
If successful, the estates of Lee, Ditko, and Cohen would take back partial or full control of these assets. Marvel would lose these IPs, and all else being full control of these assets.
X-Men, Invisible Woman.
Marvel would lose
Spider-Man. Obviously, that would be massive. X-Men, Thor. It's damn near everything, bro.
Lose these IPs, and all else being equal, so would VeVe. The timeline for the termination clause to take effect is 2023. So, in response, Marvel filed a countersuit to say that this was work for a hire and therefore ineligible for the termination clause in copyright law. So, here are my thoughts on the impact of our collectibles in the short term. Since the termination rights, or the termination clause, is to take effect in 2023, regardless of the outcome, and I'll give you my thoughts on where I think that case is headed. Regardless of that, I think that there's nothing to worry about. This will not impact the valuation of them.
Yeah, because I mean, this is officially licensed. It's legal. What we have right now is officially licensed from Marvel while they retain it. And also, this is the first NFTs on the blockchain. They're already minted. They're already owned. So like, it's done. Like this is done. It's not like you can take it back from the blockchain, take it back from the NFT world. These are there. They exist and they're officially licensed. Honestly, let's say Marvel loses everything, these could potentially be worth a hell of a lot more, since this is some of the last stuff that Marvel will be able to bring to the NFT space. So it's a case to be made that if Marvel lost it, it would be even more valuable. But obviously, we don't want Marvel to lose it. Marvel the homies. Marvel has actually been like hand in hand with Ecomi and VeVe. So hopefully this go well for him. Hopefully it does. So yeah, I mean, but it definitely isn't something that I feel that we should have to worry about, honestly.
In the next year and a half. In terms of the case, I'm going to break this down into different scenarios in my mind. Number one is, on one extreme, we have the estates winning, outright winning, and they get back all those IPs. That means for Marvel, they would have to buy the license or pay to use those IPs in future films or products. That also means for VeVe, they would have to obtain licensing agreements with the estates since they are no longer under the Marvel umbrella. This would also unfortunately open the door for other companies to swoop in, give them a better offer, and take them for their own NFT platforms. So that 12 out of 10 announcement that we were waiting for the longest time would feel like ultimately a 6 out of 10. So the current release collectibles in that scenario would gain even more scarcity and exclusivity and should likely gain value.
Yeah, that's exactly what my thoughts on it too. Like, this would be good for all the Marvel stuff on the platform if the worst case scenario did happen. But honestly, I think that they would still they would see how much money VeVe has generated Marvel, and the estates would probably just want to partner with VeVe as well. I don't see them going somewhere else. You know, like, this VeVe has proven that they know what to do with these big brands. So
let me be very, very clear though. I think the estates winning is a very unlikely outcome. I'll give you my full reasonings in a minute, but I doubt this will happen. On the other extreme, Marvel simply outright wins the lawsuit. Now, I do believe the outcome will be tilted towards this, maybe not exactly the extreme of them outright winning, but I do believe the outcome will be tilted towards that outcome. I do believe they'll eventually, because of social pressures and the bad press with the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit, they'll eventually give out a payment to the estates. In terms of our NFTs, this wouldn't change a thing. In that scenario, VeVe would continue to pump out these awesome NFTs and comics, and I'll keep trying to pack one of those ultra rare comics. I've been unsuccessful so far, and I'm just glad I got one common during today's Carnage drop. I'm starting to hear more and more people are not even able to get one during the drops. So here's a bit of a secret of mine.
out here, man.
I use a USB-C to connect to my phone, connect directly to my internet using a USB-C to Ethernet connector. So that's a little tip for my big 12 subscribers out there. So let's go to my...
Yo, get my mans to 1,000, bro. I like his sense of humor, man. Get my mans to 1,000, yo.
Personal and likely scenario. I do not believe it'll be on either extreme. I think Marvel will win, but with an out-of-court settlement. Here are my reasonings. The countersuit by Marvel, claiming work for hire, has been used in the past to win many cases like this. You see, work for hire basically means that as an employee of a company, if you create something for that company during your employment contract with them, that belongs to the company. I believe that's fair, and that's basic employment law. For example, as part of my day job, I create a ton of Excel macros to automate processes. Things have changed because of me. If I were to leave, as part of employment law, I can't just take those Excel macros and say, hey, I'm leaving unless you pay me more. It doesn't work like that. Employment law protects employers in those scenarios. Another reason I think the families and estates won't win is law of precedent. Jack Kirby, the co-creator of Thor, X-Men, and Iron Man, attempted to sue Marvel, and the federal courts sided with Marvel.
Hold on, who say?
Is law of precedent.
This man talking about law, bro. Did you study law or something? Damn, this man. And this is what's impressive about this channel. Like, he brings something totally different to the community. I think this guy is definitely going to be huge in the community. He just what he brings, his knowledge and what he talks about, the subject matter, you can tell he brings something much different from anyone else in the community. He almost gives me like a different type of Taps vibe, to be honest with you.
Jack Kirby, the co-creator of Thor, X-Men, and Iron Man, attempted to sue Marvel, and the federal courts sided with Marvel. There are also a number of DC examples that worked out the same way, that sided with Warner Brothers. I do think there will be some kind of out-of-court settlement like in the previous Stan Lee lawsuit versus Marvel. They paid him some money, and Marvel continued to go along and making their billions with his IPs. So in conclusion, I do think there's ultimately nothing too much to worry about. However, only because the risk of being wrong here is so big to Marvel, so big to VeVe, and thus our NFTs, it's worth monitoring closely. If it was a scenario where we lost one character, that's fine. If we lost, say, Uncle Ben, sorry, Uncle Ben fans, but that wouldn't be too bad. The outcome, although unlikely, if the estates were to win, is pretty bad. So I do think we just need to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, if the states were to win and like we lost Spider-Man, for instance, to be fair, everyone holding Spider-Man right now, like we're in a very good spot because it becomes even more scarce. There's not going to be more minted on VeVe, and that's massive for us current Spider-Man holders because our collectibles are worth more. But people who wanted stuff in the future, who was looking forward to more drops, who wanted that opportunity to get something else moving forward, people would lose the chance to be able to do something like that. So this is honestly, this could be big, but he honestly gave a lot of reasons why this more than likely won't happen, and we more than likely won't lose it, and they won't end up winning. So, I mean, I don't feel like Marvel don't take too many L's. I feel like Marvel knows what's going on. So honestly, I trust Marvel too. So
If things start looking bad for Marvel, I think it's time to grab all those Marvel NFTs like Spider-Man and Captain America. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the Marvel lawsuit. Thanks for watching. I'll be back to my normal videos later this week. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.
Yo, yeah, so this was a very, very dope video. As you all can see, you can see why he's one of my favorite channels that I've been watching lately. He's definitely rising up in the community. I think he definitely should be at 1,000 subscribers. So I'll say it again. Let's see if we can get him there. This was an amazing topic that a lot of people missed out on, and this is huge. This will be massive for the community if something was to happen. It will be massive either way it goes. But like as far as looking forward to new Marvel content, this will kind of hurt everything. So yeah, let me know y'all thoughts. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you all on the next one. Peace out, Joe.